From this perspective, personally, I think this separation, this fragmentation, this reductionism means that the human mind has become largely transactional, consumeristic, materialistic, utilitarian, egotistic, yes. And the human body now, we are towards the humanoids, meaning going back to the concept that it's possible now to have a superhuman. So that's what I call later the new religion, the religions of science, yes. So this also, in terms of fragmented, the issue of the soul. Traditionally, the soul was left to religion. Any form of religion deal with matters of the soul. Science deal with matters of the body, the objective knowledge, yes, meaning the physical matter, the objective knowledge of the science is the body. But the soul cannot be measured, cannot be touched, as David earlier this morning. You cannot, according to him, measure the mind, but in reality, they are also measuring the mind, which I will come back to that in a moment. So this fragmentation has been very much part of what we do in the intercultural world without knowing. In other words, we have been bypassers of what is going on. Yes, we don't acknowledge what is going on, and therefore we keep doing the same. So I'm going to be again very grateful to our fathers, although I'm getting old now a little bit, but I'm going to be very grateful. I'm always grateful to someone that at least give me something to think about it and to learn from. So I do have learned from Mr. Edward T. Hall, from Mr. Cole, from Mr. Hofstede, from Richard, from Fawn and Milton. And I am grateful to them, and I say thank you so much. But guys, it's time to move on, because what you did in your time may have been acceptable for the time where things started. But as far as I'm concerned, this is not any longer acceptable to me, and the conditions of evolution in knowledge means that we cannot continue on this way. So I'm going just to do something very quickly to you, which is the whole fraudulent and very damaging proposition, which is the bell curve and the normative. Yes, and these are the generalizations that we take for granted. These are the stereotypes that we use. So the illusion that you need to control people, but people are trying to break away from this control system. So I'm going to do something very, very nice for you, because I only have 5 minutes left, which is very short. They give me very short time. So I'm going to do all the dimensions for you, okay? So here you have the dimensions, okay? So you have Mr. Trompenard's dimensions, yes, individualistic or collectivistic. Diffuse or abstract. So you have Mr. Trompenard dimensions, you have Mr. Hofstede dimension here, you have cultural profilers, which are all binary profiler, by the way. All of them are binary profilers, yes? All of them. The cultural calculator, any profiler that you look, give you only 2 options while you answer the questionnaires. So I'm just putting, anyone have new dimensions to offer? I can put more dimensions. They are coming really in industrial scale. Everybody is bringing more binary dimensions. But now, in my last minute, I'm going to bring you to the world of quantum dynamics. So I'm going to put electrodynamic fire, and I'm going to put a little bit of quantum physics water, okay? So here are the dimensions. So here for you, this is what our profession now have to deal with. Yes? So this is the dynamic, the complexity, yes, the level of using now culture as a living system, meaning we cannot continue on the basis of fallacies that are given to us from the point of view of that a country have an homogeneous, a fixed, a rigid structure. I will send this to you. So I'm going to just quickly go to what I want to tell you, that this kind of thinking have led to the process of dehumanization. So if you think it's a financial crisis, that is an economic crisis, it's a social crisis, it's a cultural crisis, forget it. They are all of this, but the fundamental crisis is the crisis of thinking. And this crisis of thinking have led to the butchery, to the violence, yes, the extermination of humans against human and humans against nature. And we accept it. I firmly believe that we have the conditions to create a new culture. And the condition to create a new culture is to do with human collaboration, meaning that we can labor together in order to take action. And these are the triggers in terms of finding and identifying what are the problems, but also to find the solutions. This is a model that I use, which is to do with the inside out and the outside in. It's very dynamic and very complex. And largely this is to do with switching. Yes, now you don't have this anymore, meaning people, the younger generation, is comfortable moving anywhere, doing this. That's the younger generation. I call them the generation of the FF, fast fingers. Yeah. Fast. And we're still stuck. Oh, maybe you are individualistic, maybe you are a collectivistic. No, when it's convenient for me to be individualistic, I can be it. And if I want to be collectivist, I can be too. I can be both. It depends very much when I want it. So like people having wrestling, oh, maybe I am Chilean or I am British or I am French. No, you can be French, you can be Chilean, you can be whatever you like. And this is what I call very much breaking the borders and breaking the boundaries. And I believe that we are involved very much in the mental process of self-censorship, meaning these paradigms are form of censorship. These paradigms are form of control. It doesn't allow you to explore. Yes, it doesn't allow you the possibility of considering, yes, new thinking. Yes, so nothing is true. As soon as it becomes true, someone else tells you, Carlos, you're talking rubbish. Because now the new generation, and I'm prepared to accept that. Based on my background, I'm prepared to accept that someone sooner than later will come and say, Carlos, your borderless, your boundary thing is not working and is not longer valid for the new conditions of the new generation. I'm totally prepared to accept that. But human arrogance, complex of superiority, confirmation bias, egotistic form of thinking, no, I am right and I know what I'm doing. Never in doubt. But as a scientist, as a professional, I always doubt that even what I'm thinking may not be something that is conducive, but certainly from the point of view where I see it now, from the cultural perspective, we need to bring down all these barriers. We need to bring down all these borders. We need to bring down all this form of censorship. It's self-censorship. We impose in ourselves our own form of censoring. Yes? So they talk about freedom and all these kind of things. No, the only freedom is that you censor yourself. So don't blame others for curtailing, yes, the opportunity that you have. This is what I call conductivity, which is a concept within physics. A lot of people are looking very much at the connectivity. So they talk about connectivity, and how many followers you have in Facebook, how many followers you have in Twitter, and it's all to do with connectivity. Well, I want to share with you that the real business is in the quality of the conductivity, meaning the energy, the embodied energy, the quality of the conversation that you have. This is a metaphor, meaning when we are working internationally, really you cannot just operate with the metaphor of the head. You have also to operate with the heart. The complexity of operating with the head and the heart is amazing. So I can give you another lecture on what is professionalism from the head point of view and what is professionalism from the heart point of view. But this to me is the fundamental, meaning the quality of the conversation, how we as professionals create in our training rooms a positive environment for a quality conversation with the professionals we are involved. And part of my success, I think, is because I create those conditions with other human beings and we treat each other with respect in the training room. I treat them with the greatest respect because I'm going to learn a lot from them, and they treat me with respect because they think they're going to learn from me too. We now need to move to a new linguistic, and we need to learn the linguistic of cooperation, of collaboration, of collectivity, of co-ownership. This is the new linguistic that we need to learn. And also, we cannot do this new linguistic unless we reach what I call shared agreements. And these shared agreements are nothing to do with behavioral agreements, but are to do with more profound issues regarding us as humans in terms of coexistence. These agreements are the agreements that will create solid foundation for respectful mutual understanding between the peoples involved in conversation. So it's a conversation for action. Finally, I will say to you that if you start believing that neurons, genes, and data is the new religion, I will say to you that no neurons, no genes, and no data make who we are. We make our own thinking, and we have to make a new culture. It's our responsibility to create the condition for the development of a new culture. Thank you very much, but I don't have